Okay, I want to do a review of a movie I just seen. I just watched the movie The Conspirator from director Robert Redford, and basically it tells the story of the trial of Mary Surratt and the other conspirators that conspired to kill Abraham Lincoln along with John Wilkes Booth. Now, going into this movie, I had a pretty decent understanding based on what history had been told to me in school, about the conspirators being tried and eventually executed and hung for their crimes, conspiring to kill President Lincoln, Vice President Johnson, and the Secretary of State William Seward. What I didn't know was that the whole trial of Mary Surratt and what all that entailed and what it actually took to get her with the other conspirators to be hanged. Now, watching this movie, you could tell right away that the authenticity was going to be through the roof. Was going to be really great. Robert Redford didn't spare any expense really making that a reality, really making you feel like you're in 1865. The set designs, the costumes, the whole nine yards, really brought that out amazingly. I could really see a huge amount of work that went into that to make that happen, which I really appreciated that, and the acting was just amazing in this. James McAvoy, especially, as the lawyer who defended Mary Surratt, just really one of his finest performances I've seen him in, and he's just coming along to become one of the great young actors that are really going to be around for a long time, bringing amazing performances for years, and this just was another example of that. Robin Wright Penn was amazing as Mary Surratt. Really showed in pretty good detail, I think, the type of woman that she was. Just a very strong, convicted woman that believed in family and above all else. And I thought gave us an unbelievable performance in that role. Tom Wilkinson, also very good. Colin Meaney, Kevin Kline, Danny Houston, great as the prosecuting attorney. Just across the board, just really great performances, from everybody. And what really was interesting about the whole thing was really more than anything else just how the events transpired to make it happen. I mean, I really didn't think going in that it was going to be a suspenseful type of a movie, and when it starts, you obviously think that's going to be the most action of the whole movie when the actual assassination, happens, to President Lincoln and everything that happens shortly afterwards. But what people don't realize was how much the nation was just on edge after these events took place. That even with capturing Booth and the conspirators, that many felt not only within just for private citizens, but also the government felt very strongly about swift justice taking place. And what ended up happening was they had a military tribunal as opposed to a trial by jury, which basically, what you come to find out after the events that happen here is a major reason behind the fact of wartime trials by jury happening today. The reason why they're that you have those is a lot to do with the events that happened here, where these conspirators were tried and executed in a very swift manner. And again, the amazing thing just was all the events that really made this happen. I was very surprised at just how much of a knee-jerk reaction people have in the face of adversity and crisis, how rumor and innuendo become the facts. I thought the writers, the producers, and especially Robert Redford, did a masterful job at really, bringing out the details of all these little things that really showed, not only what was happening at the heart of the trial, but also what was happening around, Washington and, in the area that was really, going on in the heart of what people thought about things. I mean, you got all the rumors that people were hearing about Mary Surratt, which truthfully were untrue, but it's the time and the sentiment that people would have became the facts. You had, a lot of, things that were just being put out there that weren't necessarily true, and it's amazing how just sort of a mob mentality can happen even in the most of a sophisticated of times. And essentially what condemns Mary Surratt is really more the circumstances around her as opposed to anything else. The circumstance of the war ending, the president being assassinated, and just a nation that needed a symbolism of moving forward through all this. And unfortunately for her, she was a part of, that symbol. These people being tried and executed to really move the nation forward. And it's really a shame and kind of a black mark in our history that at a time when we should have shown our strength and convictions the most, that really didn't happen, by our most highest elected officials. And I think, again, that the acting, and the directing, and the whole 9 yards just was done masterfully well. I didn't think I was going to get drawn into this movie as much as I was. You get to the actual execution scene, and it's just amazing just how much emotion you conjure up from it. And I definitely recommend this movie. It's not only just for historic, history buffs, but anybody that likes a good drama, and even like a courtroom drama, I think would enjoy this movie, because it's just, everything's just masterfully done. And especially if you're any type of history buff, you'll really appreciate this. And I definitely think it would be a great, even just a rental to see it once, but I could definitely see where I'd like to watch it again, maybe with director's commentary. So anyway, that is my review of The Conspirator, and hopefully anybody that watched this decides to see it. Thanks.